there, scrappy friends, it's Marie here from Peartree Cutfiles, sharing a process video today using the Smile border cut files from the May 2022 Pearscription files. You can see it there on the screen. Now, what I've decided to do today with this file is to create an entire page shaker pocket. I thought I'd do something fun, try and do something different with each of the Pearscription files. If you're not a Pearscriber, Pearscriptions is a subscription service that we offer at Peartree Cutfiles, which you can have in either pre-cut form or in digital form. And you get 5 files a month basically. They're entirely exclusive, they're not available to purchase in the shop and never will be, so it's the only way you can get them. You also get that month's freebie along with your 5 files as well, whether you are pre-cut or digital. And then if you are a Pearscriber, you get 15% off all of the purchases in the shop. There are a few exclusions, but most things are included in that. So I've decided this month to kick off my channel again and get my channel back up and running. I haven't posted a video in quite a while, but decided to start getting them going again. And decided to make a layout using all of the files from the May Pearscription. So this is the first one I'm sharing, and there will be more coming up in the next few days. So like I say, I wanted to turn this one into a giant shaker. I love shaker pockets. One of my favourite things to do is create a shaker pocket. So I decided to do just a giant one using the entire frame. So all I've done is I've used some red line tape around the outside of the cut file. And if you don't know what red line tape is, it's just super sticky tape. I've used that around the entire of the outside of the cut file. I haven't touched any of the letters or the camera images or anything, just the outside border. I've then stuck a sheet of acetate. Now it's a thicker acetate that I have. I bought a pack of 12 by 12 acetate a long time ago. I think I got it from Amazon. This is my last sheet, so I need some more now. But yeah, I just stuck a whole sheet on the back, and now I'm going round with a thin foam strips just to give that height so that I can add the sequins underneath without it kind of bubbling over in the middle. So I'm using a couple of sequin mixes. I think these are from Lucy's shop. Is it Lucy's Cards or Lucy's shop? There's a little sequin shop here in the UK, and I decided I wanted to use the mix there that matched the back piece of paper, that background paper that I'm using, which is from Page Evans Bloom Street. In fact, I use all of the collection that I've used today is Page Evans Bloom Street. And when I tipped it out, it had those pinky ones in and they just didn't quite fit. So I picked all of those out, and then I sprinkled in some darker blue ones as well. So I've got a range of different colours, like silvers, darker blues, turquoises, and I love the way that looks. So now I'm just carefully going around the outside, removing the backing strips from those foam pieces. I'm just using my T-ruler there. Some of the sequins because obviously it gets quite static inside there, some of the sequins decided to stand on end, and everything wouldn't lie flat. So just tucked my ruler in to kind of flatten them back out again as I went round and peeled off all those little edges of tape just to stick everything down and make sure it's all really, really secure. I ended up needing a little pin to try and help me get those edges off. They were being quite tricky in the end, but I got there. And I love the way it looks, and it shakes around perfectly. I'm going to be documenting a photograph of me and my husband. Over the Easter holidays, we went out to a place near us called Whitby, which is a seaside town. We didn't actually go to Whitby itself. We went slightly further up the coast, a place called Sands End, so that my son could go fossil hunting on the beach. It's a great place to go fossil hunting. There's all sorts of ammonites and belemnites and all sorts of different things you can see within the rocks, but you can also find smaller ones that you can pick up and hold as well. So it was a really fun day, and I just took the opportunity to get lots of photographs, as you do as a scrapper, and this was a really nice one that I liked of me and my husband as we were just chilling out on the beach while Elliot was still running around in the sand and looking. I think we were at the cliffs at this point, and he was searching the cliffs for the belemnites that you could see sticking out, so it was fab. So I've decided to pop that photograph in that bottom left hand corner. And at the moment I'm just going through one of the pattern papers and fussy cutting some of the flowers and leaves from there. I don't have much left in the way of ephemera. As you can see from my sticker sheet, I've used quite a lot of it. I've got quite a lot of pink left, but not so much of the turquoisey colours. So I'm just kind of hunting around for turquoisey colours. I decided to also pull in some of that lovely lime green and the green for the leaves. I also decided to pull in some purples, and I found a few blues as well that would work. I've realised I've printed my photograph out without a white border, and I do like a white border on my photograph, so just sticking it to a scrap of white paper and distressing the edge slightly. And then I'm finding bits of paper that I want to use to back my photograph with. I'm trying to decide whether I want to use strips or whole pieces. I do decide to go for this bluey purple geometric paper there, and then pop a little bit of the green sticking out from behind there as well, and leave 2 of the edges torn, 3 of them will just be distressed. So it just gives a bit of interest to one of those edges, especially considering that's the one that's got sticking out. So just popping in that extra little bit of green there behind as well. And then I'm going to get some adhesive foam and pop it behind the photograph. So extra tape now. And I found a couple of pieces from I think these were from the journaling tags or the journaling ephemera. So that lovely green one looks beautiful behind. I liked that one. And then I think I pop a blue one as well. Just lots and lots of tape to make sure that everything sticks properly. Now I do slot that in there. I don't press it down properly at this point. Apologies for the glare there on the layout. It's really difficult to light my space and for you to be able to see the layout, considering it is covered in acetate, this one. So I'm just going to tuck those leaves in down the sides of the photographs, and I'm going to put that little blue journaling piece up above at the top as well. Give a little bit more height to this cluster, and leaves on either side as well. I've chopped those in half so that I can put half on each side, because I was going to end up tucking most of it underneath. And now some more fussy cut little pieces, bits and pieces, some flowers. Just distressing the edges of those so they don't look quite so pristine. I like a little bit of distressedness on an edge. As you can see, I've decided to do nothing else to that cut file at all. So it just kind of goes to show you don't have to back cut files. I know some people look at cut files and think, oh gosh, you know, it's a really complicated one. It's going to take ages and ages to back and sort out. But actually, you don't need to. You certainly don't have to back cut files if you don't want to. I quite often place them white on white on a background, and that gives a completely different effect. I've done it before where I've done 5 versions of the same title cut file and just backed one of them, stacked them in kind of a strip down the middle of the page, and only backed one of them. So you don't always have to back everything with cut files. You can leave them, or you can pack them entirely on vellum as well. That's another really nice effect. So I'm just going to work on now a cluster in the top right hand corner, because I felt like it needed a bit of balance from that bottom left to the top right, and I found a lovely tag that says "You make my heart flutter." Found some little butterflies as well. Looking now through the phrases on this phrase sheet and any extra stickers that will work with this particular layout. That little sticker I just put on there says "Me and You," and the one I've just popped on the photograph says "So happy together." So just adding in those extra little bits. This is the bit of the layout creation that I like the most. It's the faffy part, as we call it. The adding in those final little touches. I really like. So just decided to fussy cut a couple more of these little tiny little florals from one of the pattern papers. They're very fussy, they're very little, but I just felt it needed a few more of those tucking in for that added interest. Didn't make you watch me do all of that. I have used one of the titles as well. It says favourite, so it kind of goes above favourite smile to create that title. And I'm now using silicone glue. This is Pinflyer silicone glue. Essie put me onto this actually, Essie, one of our design team, and it's fabulous stuff because it's not runny like normal glue, it's quite thick, and it adds dimension really easily. And what it means is you can put it on the back of, say, a butterfly, put loads on the back of the wings, a tiny bit on the back of the body, and you can really shape it. And once it's on the page, because it obviously doesn't dry straight away, you can move things around quite easily, reposition, add a bit more in if you want a bit more dimension. And as long as you don't put anything on top of the layout for a while afterwards, it does mean that you can quite easily still move things and it not be completely ruined or anything. So now just a normal speed version of this, so you can see the layout in its completed form, and my shaker pocket working perfectly. And that's it for today. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Keep your eye out on the channel for videos coming in the next few days showing the rest of the Pearscription files for this month, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.